Welcome to STLTV Live. I'm Sarah Thompson. Brain Drain is a collective of diverse minds dedicated to enhancing vitality of our city. Here to explain exactly how they're making that happen is Zoe Sharp. Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we hear brain drain. People always talk about St. Louis as having a brain drain, but we don't hear brain drain collective. So explain to me how this came about and what exactly you do.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So brain drain is ironically named actually because we have a lot of faith that the city right now has a lot going for it. We think that there's a new energy and vitality that's going on that actually sometimes isn't really being represented in national news stories and sometimes even local news stories. So our goal is to shine light on the things that are going on as well as adding to some of the activity of the vibrant scene that's happening here.
So how do you do that? Like what does the collective do? I mean, you have events, and how do you shine that light on it?
Absolutely. So we're a group of WashU grads who are all transplants to the city. So we have a unique perspective on coming to the city with a fresh mind and not necessarily knowing the history as well as some of the other locals who have been here forever have. So what's really special is that we can bring that perspective in to existing events. We like to participate in a lot of events going on here. We use each other as resources. We're about a dozen people, and between the lot of us, we've got a bunch of different skill sets. So between getting involved in other people's events, putting on our own events, and working together as a collective, we can sort of call upon each other as resources, whether you need a web developer or somebody who's more business savvy or a graphic designer. We sort of bring all those things to the table as well as sort of act as a vehicle to give the right information to other people in St. Louis. So people come to us with questions sometimes, and we're happy to give them any knowledge we have.
So I hear this a lot. This comes up a bit where locals, like natives of St. Louis, might talk, I wouldn't say disparagingly about St. Louis, but have a different outlook on things because they grew up here versus people who perhaps are graduates of Sloup or WashU who stay here. What is in your kind of the Brain Drain Collective, and when you guys dialogue, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a really great question. It's so interesting because I hear from so many people that the last 5 or 6 years has changed a lot in St. Louis history. I wasn't here before that time, so it's a little bit of an interesting perspective for us to see. We just have thought that St. Louis has been great for a while. It could have been this way forever. Mm-hmm. We all went to schools where, unfortunately, some of the perceptions are to leave as soon as you graduate. It's a 4-year city to a lot of people, especially coming from WashU. We meet a lot of people who are here from the East or West Coast or all sorts of different cities where they have this attitude towards St. Louis that's unfortunately very closed-minded, and they don't really give it a chance. So what's really good about having stayed here is that we are able to help reverse that trend a little bit, and through other people that we've met who are following the same pattern, we're able to sort of help amplify that movement and help people understand that this isn't just a short-lived thing. This is the city has grown in a way that is significant enough to get a lot of young, educated human capital to stay here.
Okay, so tell me about Discover. What is Discover?
Yeah, absolutely. So Discovered is an event that's going to be happening late September, the 27th. It's an art show that is a for a cause event. It's been going on for a couple of years that we have through AIGA, the American Institute of Graphic Art. I think that they've actually switched their acronym since then. Doesn't stand for anything anymore. But they put on this event called Design Week every year. And Design Week puts together a bunch of different disciplinary design professions between graphic design or architecture design, landscape design, urban design, all sorts of different different kinds of genres of design, and puts together a whole week full of events. And Brain Drain's been fortunate enough to be involved in 4 out of, I believe, 7 of the events. Okay. Discover. Oh,
there it is. Yeah, no, I didn't want to interrupt you, but there it is. Yeah, September 27th on your screen, 6:30 to 10 p.m. at the Central Library. And you can go to stldesignweek.com. So the idea is to host your own events, Brain Drain's own events, but Collective's own events, but also chime in and tap into other ones.
Exactly, yeah, and this is a great example of how we believe that you can actually get involved in already existing events going on, and that's a great way to contribute to the community. Discovered happens to be one of the events that we're a little bit more involved in. It's going to be held at the St. Louis Public Library downtown. All of the funding goes to, or the proceeds raised go to the St. Louis Public Library Foundation. Okay. We'll ask 40 participating artists to actually create book art. So the whole theme is children's literacy, and they'll create book art that will be auctioned off. So that's one of the ways that we like to get involved. But all of Design Week has Pachakacha, Creative Happy Hour, Sloup will all be events that Brain Drain has a little bit of their foot in.
Okay, all right, well, no, that's great. Well, thank you for being here. We actually have a lot more to learn about Brain Drain Collective. We'll meet more members of Brain Drain Collective and kind of hear about some of the great events that are coming up. So keep it right here on STLTV Live.